Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. I am back. I missed a day the other day, and I am back. We have absolutely an earthquake that just happened. I just got this news just now. It's so good. I wasn't going to make a video until tomorrow. I'm still kind of sore, but it's okay. I'm back. Mike Turner has been ousted. Speaker Mike Johnson took Mike Turner out. He is the one that has been stopping the complete legislation to help UFO whistleblowers. Donald Trump, a few days ago, said that first day in office, he's going to get to the bottom of the drones. Now that's hyperbole. I get it. But it's on his mind and he is talking about it. Stephen Greer has said by the end of this week, whistleblowers are going to show up. Ross Coulthart has just recently announced that he's got a brand new whistleblower. Lou Elizondo has talked about the importance of this particular whistleblower being a first-tier whistleblower, the real McCoy, the best of the best. And Jesse Michaels has talked about with another whistleblower, more information that we're all getting. All hell is beginning to break loose in the UFO world. And it's a good hell, I think, because the way is being paved very powerfully now for full disclosure. This is getting weird. Let me go to the news clip from Fox News.
Happening now. This morning, House Speaker Mike Johnson is set to announce a new chair of the House Intelligence Committee, one day after abruptly removing Congressman Mike Turner from that post. Turner told CBS the decision to remove him stemmed from, quote, concerns for Mar-a-Lago. Speaker Johnson denies the president-elect had any involvement. Let's get right to CNN's Lauren Fox for the latest on this. Good morning, Lauren.
Yeah, good morning, John. Instead, what Speaker Johnson is arguing is this is just an opportunity to refresh the cast of characters who are going to be leading his committees in this next Congress. Here's what Mike Johnson said to us last night.
It's a new Congress. We just need fresh horses in some of these places. This is not a President Trump decision. This is a House decision, and this is no slight whatsoever to our outgoing chairman. He did a great job.
That is incredibly fascinating news. With all of the issues that are coming out, with all of the BS we've had to put up with for the last 80 years, we now really have seen a huge door open toward disclosure. Sunday, for my Sunday Live, I will have Steve Bassett on my program. If everything works out right, we've got it scheduled, and we will be talking more about everything that is occurring now. Now, Steve has adamantly been saying disclosure's on the way. And now that appears to be seriously more realistic than ever before. It is growing. Things are changing, and it's going so fast. All of a sudden, we have two new whistleblowers, and they're top-tier whistleblowers. The Ross Coulthart is going to be interviewing one of those guys. Lou Elizondo's backing him up, saying, this guy is the real deal. What we're hoping for is encouragement for other people who want to come out and get this out. And now we have a real potential of passing the fullest legislation that none other than our fabulous hero, Danny Sheehan of the New Paradigm Institute, has helped put together for protecting the whistleblowers, giving them immunity, giving them protections so that they can tell the further truth. This is astonishing information that is really cool. I know I have been somewhat critical in the past of some of the videos of Christian Harloff of Down to Earth. I was watching his program tonight, and that's what tipped me off to Mike Turner being ousted. Let me share something interesting from him, and he gets together with Pavel. This is really quite fun to see.
Well, seems like there's a lot going on. I'll tell you that. We did a video this morning about Ross Coulthart having an interview, and a big interview actually this Saturday. And there's potential of footage being shown and a firsthand whistleblower and that and more, to which there were claims that at the beginning of 2025, as Ross Coulthart said, all hell was going to break loose. Is this the eventual plan for that happening? Then there's also Stephen Greer, who says that within the next 72 hours, we're going to get full-on disclosure of alien life. Those two things happened. Again, is this part of all hell breaking loose? And then I'm scrolling through some stuff, and I look, who has been the biggest roadblock for the UAPDA, among other things, inside of the government? Mike Turner. And we're like, well, there's no way that's going to change. Well, it did change, because the Speaker of the House said, hey, I know you usually come to work. Don't do that anymore. Don't come to work anymore. You're out. What? What happened? I learned this through a video of Matt Laszlo. I'm going to play that video. And then
I just wanted to give Harloff credit for me coming to this story. And then I went and looked it up on the Fox News. That other video I'm not interested in at this point. I've got the news correct. It's out of Fox News. It's off of Christian Harloff, Down to Earth. He does a great job with him and Pavel. And we have a very interesting, pertinent shakeup. But look at this. This is also extremely interesting that I want to present with you from Down to Earth with Christian. And he brings in his friend Pavel, whom I also shared some interesting information with. This is a remarkable idea on the Havana Syndrome and the horrible way that the intelligence community has been dealing with this. And this is one reason why Mike Turner is now out.
Now, this is that mysterious illness suffered by U.S. national security officials. The panel finding this, quote, there is reliable evidence to suggest that some anomalous health incidents are the work of foreign adversaries. Sadly, the intelligence community has actively attempted to impede our investigation. Joining us now, Republican Congressman Rick Crawford of Arkansas. He's the chair of the House Intel CIA subcommittee. Congressman, welcome to the show.
This is the gentleman that replaces Mike Turner. He's the one that's going to run the show now. And he is very interesting.
Joe, I found that to be a surprising conclusion here. The suggestion that the intel community not only didn't get this right, but they in some way hindered you from trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that's an ongoing problem. We see that throughout the government when congressional committees request information, oftentimes it's delayed, denied, and we don't get it. And then when we finally do get it, it may be highly redacted and for no reason. Look, I serve on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. We oversee the intelligence community. When we ask for documents, this is not like the Washington Times asking for documents. This is the organization that oversees your organization. And so for that to be denied to us in itself is problematic. And then what we found when we were ultimately able to lift those redactions was even more troubling.
So this is a quote from the 2023 DNI. This is what the intel community had found prior. They said this: most intelligence community agencies have concluded that it is, quote, very unlikely that a foreign adversary is responsible for these reported incidents. You found differently. So why did you find differently, and what do you think they got wrong?
What we found differently is that as we dove into this issue, that we found that there had been overt attempts by management to basically drive a narrative through that analysis. That is to say, here's our statement. Now go forth and support our statement. It wasn't about asking those analysts to give us the ground truth. It was about, here's what we want to say, and we want you to help support that narrative. And the evidence that we have supports that. It's troubling. And we've seen this happen before. We've seen it happen with the Russia hoax case. We've seen it happen with the COVID origins case. And what we have, I think, in the IC is a systemic problem with using analysts for effect. You can't have that. We need ground truth. Our decision makers rely on that information to make the best decisions they can to secure our country and to make our foreign service officers safe.
To Harloff and Pavel, they say this too, but I want to say it first. I'm very grateful to Christian Harloff for his excellent work on his podcast. Join him. He's good. He's a good guy. Pavel is a good guy. I just praised Pavel the other day, and he was appreciative. Now I'm praising Harloff. This is the exact problem we've had with this whole UFO thing, is someone is passing on the narrative and saying, this is what you're allowed to say. Not about the truth. It's about covering up their tracks. Yeah. We could be seeing the beginning of the end of that. And that's not just fluff. You asked for evidence, Mike Turner got ousted. There's your evidence. He's the last main roadblock to helping support the whistleblowers. Now let's listen to Christian and Pavel for a second. Good guys, these two.
Is so important in so many different ways, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because even though, look, you and I, we covered when we were doing videos on the channel together, we did something on the Havana Syndrome, and you know a little bit more about it than I do, a lot more about it than I do, but I'm somewhat familiar on it. But what I got from this guy seems like he's like knocking on the door saying, come on, let's figure out what's really going on here about this. So if that's not the same for the UAP topic, you know, maybe it will be. And the other thing that he said was it seemed eerie, like we've heard it many times over. It's like, well, no, make sure that you tell them our narrative. And that seems like every single conversation when it comes to the cover up on this topic, right? It's like, whatever it is, whether it's Vargine, Roswell, yada, yada. What? This is our narrative, Sean Kirkpatrick. Tell them this.
Yeah. And we're at a crossroads right now in history of the intelligence community, because they have a culture that if things go right, it will change the whole culture within the intelligence community. And that is going to be really difficult to do. But I think that what Crawford is saying too could very well be applied to the UFO topic without question.
Yeah, absolutely. And that change in the intelligence culture could become very real very fast if Lockheed doesn't get to this new guy first. Are they going to corrupt him like they did Mike Turner, etc.? So we shall find out. But for the time being, this is a 6.9 magnitude earthquake. In my opinion, this will change the power structure concerning disclosure of UAPs. Now, if Trump will come through, I seriously don't expect him to come through his very first day in office. It would be hilarious if he did. It would be wonderful if he did, but come on, not the first day. Nobody's going to do that. So anyway, but hopefully it's very soon. Colt Hart, Saturday night, the new whistleblower. I will be talking Sunday night a little bit with Steve Bassett on what goes on there, among other topics, because Steve Bassett has been an indefatigable proponent of disclosure for decades. He started the Research Institute. That's not quite the right name. I can't think of it right off the top of my head. I've got so many, I'm buzzing with unbelievable astonishment and excitement over this amazing piece of news that's just in time. And now guess what? Looks like Steve Greer's going to get some credibility because this is what he's been saying. Wow. We're talking serious changes everywhere. So let's keep our eyes tuned. I will be back tomorrow with more news videos. Holy cow. Things are really rumbling in the jungle now. Hot dang, hell is breaking loose. Ross Coldheart is in the midst of it. I'm jumping on this bandwagon. Everybody's jumping on this bandwagon. Oh, Richard Dolan did a very excellent piece on these two new whistleblowers, brand new out on his channel. Go watch that. We're all jumping on this because we are the foot soldiers in the army. No, we're not the generals and the colonels and the lieutenants and the captains, but we are definitely the podcast group, the YouTubers who are saying, come on, baby, let's go. Let's get this done. And it's happening in the right places of where it needs to change and happen. I'm telling you, this is huge. I'm very interested to see what continues to happen. These changes are for real, and they will change the future of UAP disclosure and research and information and knowledge. And we're going to bring it to you just as fast as we learn it. So stay tuned, man. A lot more to come.